Hey, what is up, mortals? It is TheLuckyDerp here, and welcome to What If Obito Wasn't Crushed by the Rocks Part 6. Just want to greet you guys by just saying sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. And so we begin. Despite the circumstances, you all performed admirably. Though most of the team was just relieved that the third Hokage was being so understanding. It made sense with what transpired on a simple escort mission. It left more questions than answers. Rin was the first to speak up. We confirmed that all the girls returned to their respective families. With the state of the basement, it leaves what Aizen's goals from collecting girls from all lands unknown. The third Hokage just sat and nodded as he was taking in the new information. The messenger from the cloud left out much of the important details. A lot of this mission just left a bad taste. Just makes me think something bad is coming on the horizon. I hope I'm wrong. Obito, the report says you fought directly with Aizen. Is there anything that you might remember from the battle that could give us a clear picture? Obito swallowed nervously before Kakashi gave him a look to continue. As much as he wanted to confirm the circumstances of the fight, he had to say just in case the man showed up again. He was far stronger than he should have been. He was almost overly confident about fighting in Uchiha. He even said he fought my clan before. If I hadn't used my Sharingan the way I did, I don't think I could have walked out of there. It's not easy for Obito to admit how close it was, especially since he still doesn't even know how it happened. The Hokage sighed, but as he was getting ready to dismiss the team to get well-deserved rest, Kakashi stepped forward. There is one thing you should know. We were being targeted on the entire trip to the village. Both Obito and Rin's eyes widened. With the craziness of what happened with Aizen, it was almost understandable how the fight they had over the trip would slip their mind. Of course, Kakashi kept a clear memory. It was still very personal what happened. Kakashi sighed and hardened his resolve. Someone used the resurrection jutsu and sent someone specifically to kill Princess Mina. It was very tailored to this team, like whoever sent them knew who would be the escort. I see. Can you tell me who they sent after you all? He was aware of some danger when they sent him off to the village. The last thing he expected was someone bringing back the dead. It was my father. The fact he is my father is the only reason we were even able to win. It was very clear how lucky they got. I won't forget this warning though. I can't help think the reason we even had an assassin after us was for what Aizen was planning with the girls. The Hokage sighed as he stood up. This will change our investigation greatly. I thank you. Children, I suggest you all return and get some rest before your new assignment. As they all left the third Hokage's office, Rin and Obito nearly fell over from all the stress in the room. It may have not been the promenade they were expecting, but everything that happened was too much from one room. While I'm happy nothing major happened due to our decisions, are you sure you should have said that much in the meeting, Kakashi? He was mostly referring to what he stated about the reason they even had his father going after them. I get what she's saying. If we have a spy looking in on us, stating it in the chambers would do us any favors. Still, I think I had to say it. Kakashi shook his head before turning back to his friends. I know, but Lord Forth needed to be informed. You think he was even aware of how much he was going to be put into this mission? I mean, he did say it would cost us our lives. Of course, it was easy how Obito could see something on the Hokage's original warning on the mission. Kakashi shook his head. Dangerous is obvious considering we are having a war going on. I think he was informing there could be a danger, but not to the extent. Besides, the resurrection jutsu was something the second Hokage developed. Lord Hokage should know if that's what we are facing. Rin just shrugs as she continued. Hey, you guys have any plans later? It's been ages since we could relax in the village. Well, relax when someone isn't injured. She's not letting me live it down. I already know I've been the only one hurt these past two missions. At least I didn't lose another eye. I was going to take Kakashi over to the clan for something. Obito was trying to play it off, but it only made Rin curious. Really? But why Kakashi? It was just rare for a non-Uchiha to do something with the clan. Kakashi just sighed and pointed to the eye Obito had given him. I do have his eye. I do like to know a lot more about something. Show off. Don't diss my present, you jerk. Obito pouted but calmly appreciates how Kakashi was putting it. Giving his eye may have been something that was needed to help Kakashi continue to be a ninja, but it was also the gift from making a Jonin. Kakashi just tilted his head. It was a present now. Here, I thought you were still trying to impress Rin. Obito turned bright red before quickly pushing Kakashi out the door. It was a relief, honestly, considering how they started as rivals before most of this. Though he still promised Kakashi dinner to be a real present later. It's almost odd to still have friends like this. Though, I am grateful Obito was persistent like this, but there's one thing. If he wants alone time with Rin, all he has to do is ask. I'm not that oblivious. I know he likes her. Fugaku sighed as he heard the boy's explanation. It took a lot to even convince the clan to let Kakashi even sit in on the meeting, but it was necessary as they are tied to each other as they are. Are you sure this is what you experienced? Obito nodded. Yeah, I haven't been using the Sharingan long, but I never felt anything like that when using it. It didn't feel like my power though. Fugaku just looked at Kakashi to see if he had anything to add, as someone who wasn't born with the power of the Sharingan. Does this have something to do with his eye replacement? When I use the Sharingan, it's sort of like what Obito just described. It runs on my chakra, but it's like I'm using a power that doesn't belong to me. It's Obito's power, but that leaves where Obito got his new eye from. The silence was almost maddening, but eventually Fugaku spoke up, but he seemed overly focused on the matter than usual. He's right. Your new eye activated something that should have been impossible under the circumstances that were given. It was the Mangekyo Sharingan. Even the few attendants that stuck around were shocked at this revelation. The boys paid close attention though the Uchiha leader quickly silenced them. This Sharingan has only been activated by a select few. I say at odds mostly for these circumstances. Most of the time, the Mangekyo Sharingan could only be activated through trauma, mostly through killing your closest friend. The boys went silent at that, before looking right at each other. The event in the basement were awful, but even then, it was nothing as bad as what they just described. I don't think Obito has gone on a killing spree anytime soon, so it could be his new eye after all. He probably didn't even look into whose eye he was receiving when he asked for one. So, the guy I got my new eye from did something so disgusting? As much as that power was helpful, Obito was almost sick having that in his head. Killing your closest friend just for a new power just went against everything he stood for. Fugaku just sighed before giving the boys a reassuring smile. It's on me for not looking into what new eye you would be getting. But don't look into the eye's old owner in terms of his power. He's right, Obito. Just use the power better than his previous owner could ever do. Kakashi was also concerned, but it was also on him to help. If Obito hadn't given his eye to him, then these issues wouldn't be coming up. Obito took a deep breath before calming down a bit. So how does that explain how this was so draining? I normally can use my Sharingan no problem. It's because it didn't originally belong to you that it caused a greater demand for chakra. I'm sure your friend there can confirm since he's using your original eye. Kakashi nodded to confirm. The chakra demand was almost one of the reasons he was starting to cover up his other eye, though the demand seemed a lot easier when Obito was around. Fugaku looked over to his attendant for them to fetch something before returning to finish up talking to the boys. I can send you as much information as we have in our records. As a confirmed Mangekyo Sharingan user, it's your right. It might also help with the bond you two are forming. Kakashi's eye narrowed to his words. Are you saying there's something else to having Obito's eye? It's rare for a non-Uchiha to receive an eye from someone who's still alive. There may be things that only you two are capable of. It's only speculation though. The boys gave a nod before excusing themselves to leave. It still is a lot of information to take in considering they also had to finish the mission briefing previously. Before they left the door, Fugaku had one last thing to add. Just to confirm, Obito, you haven't been able to activate it since the battle you had in the Cloud Village. Obito nodded. Yeah, I remember I was so disgusted and mad about what Aizen was doing to those girls, it just happened. Very well. We shall also look into Aizen as per the Hokage's orders. If he's fought other Uchiha before, we need to warn any of the clan who could encounter him. Yeah, I just have the bad feeling that something worse is on the horizon. Aizen was just the start of the trouble that is yet to come. If you keep staring into your ramen, then not just Rin is gonna wonder about you. Obito snapped out of it quickly and went back to eating his food. They stopped for ramen on their way back from talking to the leader of the Uchiha clan. It was to take a lot in, but still, Kakashi offered to pay for dinner. We did have a successful mission despite all the craziness that came with it. Obito just pouted, then he seemed more like his usual self. No fair pulling the Rin card, Kakashi. I just have a lot to think about. Yeah, but you're the one who taught me that we can deal with most things that come our way when we work together. It was cheesy, but it was one of the things that separated him from the cold Kakashi he once was. I've been doing better in that regard. Maybe I'm just feeling better having more confidence leading a team now. Obito chuckled as he went to mess up Kakashi's mop hair. It was nice. There was a point where he couldn't stand to be around Kakashi, but now he's proud to call him his friend and teammate. I always knew your natural talent couldn't be good for everything. I'll just let Obito have this one. It's been a long day. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. Hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, we've got a primary channel called We the Celestials. We the Celestials is what we do here already, but there are content centered around the crazy world and lore of My Hero Academia. So please check us out over there if you're feeling in the mood for a roller coaster of quirky content. We also have another relative to our channel, Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of a wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series, guaranteed. I'd like to let you all know that on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. If you're perhaps interested in what we do here at the WTC, then I would like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being we only accept members 16 and older to join our crew. You can find us on our Discord, which you can locate in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or you're looking to join our band of misfits. All you gotta do is hit up the recruitment service and sign up for whichever category that fulfills your interests. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.